Okay, so now I want to talk about your actual sequence of your open cart. And this is more about emails and how you're messaging your list. So you want to leave your cart open anywhere from 3 to 7 days. I think for most people, 5 to 7 days is the that golden period. If you go longer than 7 days, in my opinion, it ends up turning into a megathon because you're going to want to keep up the momentum and keep up the pressure and continue to email throughout your open cart. And every time, even at 7 days, that usually at the end of it, it feels like you're running on fumes. You've been sending the same type of emails over and over. So that's why I like to do it 5 to 7 days. Now, you could do shorter, and I think it's more of an advanced technique to go shorter. A lot of times I have gone, a day and a half, 2 days, maybe 3 days for my launches, but I've done a lot of them. And the thing is with the shorter launches, it gives you less time to adjust if things are not going the way you want them to go. Like, it's like, wow, that sales video just really isn't all that good. It's not converting as well as I want. So I want to reshoot the sales video. Well, if you only got the cart open for, 2 or 3 days, it's hard to do something like that. If you have it open 5 to 7 days, you can adjust. Some partners, they didn't get their email out for some reason. That's fine. They can adjust. So shorter period launches, they really build scarcity and positioning moving forward in the market, but things can go wrong. So I think 5 to 7 days is sort of that golden period. Then favorite opening days are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday also works. I've actually had a lot of Friday opens and they've worked just fine. You generally don't want to open on the weekends. Now, this is market dependent. There are some markets where it's better to open on the weekends. I've heard like the dating and advice market works really great on Saturday because all these guys are home on Saturday wishing they had a date. So different markets can react differently, but across most markets, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and specifically Tuesday and Thursday are good days to open up. Favorite closing days in general for most markets, you want to avoid the weekends. If you are going to close on the weekend, then don't do it on Saturday, close on Sunday. And also you want to close at midnight. You don't want to close in the middle of the day. Close at midnight, otherwise you're leaving money on the table. So here's some of the ways I have structured it, and there's a lot. You're going to see there's a lot of different ways, a lot of flexibility. But often I'm missing a paren there. Wow. Okay. Open Monday, close Friday. That's a 5-day launch. I've done that recently. It's worked out pretty well. Open Tuesday, close Thursday. That's a short one, a 3-day launch. I've opened Wednesday and closed Friday. That's a 3-day launch as well. So it's just moved one day there. You can see how flexible you can be. I've opened up on Tuesday and closed on the following Monday. That's a 7-day launch that bridged across a weekend. I've opened on Thursday and closed on Monday. So it's a 5-day launch that bridged a weekend. I've opened on Thursday and closed on Wednesday, a 7-day launch that bridged a weekend. So obviously you can move these around. It's like, oh, these are 5 or 7 or 3. Can you do 6 or 4? Absolutely. I mean, you could open on Thursday and close on Tuesday. It's a 6-day launch. So, the reality is most people are online almost every day. In general, emails get opened more on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays than they do on Mondays or Saturdays in general in most markets. But you can test this out. If you're just watching your emails and watching when the open rates tend to be, you'll see what are the good days in your market. But it really is. This isn't rocket science, and it isn't science whatsoever. There is a lot of flexibility. So don't worry about this one. Which days. Don't worry about that. So important. Just get the open right, and you'll be fine. Okay, now when do you send emails during a launch or during your open cart? And the answer is you generally send them a lot more than people think you send them. So on your cart opening day, you want to send 2 emails. Actually, I usually send 3 emails. I send an email before the cart opens, giving people the final instructions, telling them what to expect once the cart opens. And then you send the old, we're open, go buy it, click here, go check it out. You've been looking forward to it. So, and that's a very short email, 15 words. Hey, we're open, click here. It can be very, very short email. Hopefully they're anticipating that. And then, maybe 3, 4, or 5 hours after you open cart, you want to send the tsunami email. And this is something I've been teaching since the first version of Product Launch Formula in 2005. And the tsunami email is basically this email where you're giving the impression, and this is often the case, that you're just trying to keep your head above water, that this whole thing has become this epic event that's carrying, almost, threatening to carry you away. So it's almost like the feeling in this email is, we're all in this together, and hang in there. I'm just fighting to stay one step ahead of you and keep the server up and make sure everything runs well. And usually something, on opening cart day, there's often some quirky thing happens that you don't expect it throws a curveball at you, and use that as a reason to email people and say, hey, you might have had, some trouble getting through the site, or we had this link that wasn't working. Thanks for hanging in there. But the good news is that we've got everything fixed and orders are going through okay. Lots of people have already jumped on board. Some people are already, if it's a digital product, some people are already in the membership site and they're building a great community. And so that's a second email on opening day. Then you want to email every single day during your launch. So if you have a 7-day open cart, that means you send those 2 emails on day 1, then day 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, you're sending an additional email every single day. Often I'm sending an FAQ email, I might send a little bonus video, but you just keep on coming up with the reasons to mail them. And that's why I say, once you get that, launch longer than 7 days, it's hard to keep on coming up with reasons to keep on mailing them. You can send emails talking about some of the objections and answering some of the objections. Talk about what's happening with the people that actually bought your product. You've actually got in their hands now, the results you're getting or the feedback you're getting from them. Then the day before you close cart, you want to start talking about the scarcity. You got it. And when I say close cart, not everyone is going to close their shopping cart and take their product off the market. A lot of people do with their launches, but there always has to be some definitive end to your launch. So you had an open, and then you have a close for the launch. The product might stay on the market, but something bad happens if they don't buy. You create a deadline at the end of your launch. So generally there's 3 ways to create scarcity. First is that bonuses go away, so the offer gets less attractive. So there you put together this bonus package for the launch, and the bonuses go away. The second is the price goes up. There's this launch special. You can get it for $97. After the launch, it's going to be $197. So that's reason number 2, or scarcity, reason number 2. And the third one is the product actually comes off the market. You're actually going to close the cart, and you aren't going to be able to get it. And those 3, I named them in the order. That's the order of power, from least powerful to the most powerful. The least powerful is the bonuses go away. It's still powerful, still good scarcity, but that's less powerful than the prices going up. The prices going up is strong, but it's not as strong as the products actually coming off the market. And actually you can combine all 3. You can say, hey, we're going to close the cart, and after we close the cart, we might in the future bring this back on the market, but when we do, and if we do, all these bonuses, bonus A, B, and C that I told you about, we're not going to offer those ever again. And when we bring it back, the price is going to go up to X. So, you got to act by tonight, or else it's coming off the market. And if we ever release it again, you're not going to be able to get these bonuses, and the price will go up to X. So that's combining all 3. But anyways, the day before you close cart, you start messaging scarcity. So if you're going to close on Friday, you open on Monday, you send 2 emails on Monday, you send another email on Tuesday, and one on Wednesday, and one on Thursday. You might even send 2 on Thursday. Send one early in the morning. That might be an FAQ or a little bit of content or answering objection. But then on midday on Thursday, you would send something that says, hey, we're going to be closing down tomorrow. If you want to jump on board, you got to act now. We're closing tomorrow at midnight. And you do want to close at midnight. I think I mentioned that already. You don't want to close in the middle of the day. So you close at midnight. So anyways, the day before cart close, you want to start messaging scarcity, possibly send 2 emails on that day. Then on closing day, you want to send 2 or 3 emails. A lot of people are like, Jeff, I can't send 2 emails. I've never sent 2 emails on the same day before. And the thing is you don't have to send 2 emails if you want to. The only thing is you're going to leave half your sales on the table, because half of your sales likely will come in on your last day. And that's why it's important to mail multiple times. 3 emails, how do you actually send 3 emails to your list? Well, at 6 a.m., you send them an email that says you're closing tonight at midnight. Midnight, whatever, Pacific time, Eastern time, whatever you want, we're closing tonight at midnight. Then in the middle of the day, you send them another email that says we're going to close in 12 hours. And then at 6 p.m., you send them, this is your last chance. Often I'll send a thank you. This last one will be, hey, I just wanted to, wow, this has been a crazy experience. I've put out all these videos, got all these comments. It's just been a wonderful experience to go through, and thanks for sharing it with me. And thank you for everyone who's already jumped on board with me. And we've already got, tons of people in the membership site, and they're all creating this great community together. And oh, by the way, if you haven't jumped on board, you still have just a few hours to go, and we're closing tonight at midnight. So that's how you do 3 emails on the final day. So you definitely follow this. A lot of people, they pull a punch. You got to go for the jugular. You have to close this thing down with power. And this is exactly how you do it. Send 2 emails on that first day. Send an additional email every day you're open. The second to last day, start sending a scarcity email. Consider sending 2 emails on that day. And then the final day, send 3 emails.